Can you relate to how refreshing it is to have a cool drink of water on a hot day? Or if you're like me, to have a big drink of iced tea. Refreshing is the word that Paul uses to describe Philemon in the book of Philemon. And the book of Philemon is written to, you guessed it, Philemon, but also to the church there as well. And even as Paul is writing from prison, he points out the joy that seeing Philemon being faithful and showing love and being refreshing to the believers around him. He points out how much joy that's bringing him. Paul writes in Philemon verse 7, and he says, "For I have derived much joy and comfort from your love, my brother, because the hearts of the saints have been refreshed through you." Philemon is said to have a refreshing heart and a refreshing spirit to the believers around him because of his love and faithfulness to God in that time. Right now we are in a kind of a drought. I realize a lot of you are probably really disappointed with your prom and your summer camps and your class trips and your senior trips or your vacations being canceled. And a lot of us are probably even frustrated with the way that we have restrictions placed on us and the decisions of those in leadership, even in our community. But guys, this isn't a time to be feeding into the fear and the frustration and sharing that with others. Instead, this is a time to be encouraging, to be a refreshing drink of cool water in a time when people are so thirsty for some real hope and encouragement. Even from prison, Paul was writing and saying how encouraging and how much joy it brought to him to see Philemon being so faithful and loving and really refreshing to the believers around him. So ask yourself, while it seems like we are in a sort of prison in our situation, we're not dealing with the same kind of situation to the extent that Paul was actually in prison. But are you being encouraging? Are you a refreshing drink of cool water to those around you? Or are you sharing more discouragement and more frustration? My challenge to you is to be intentional in this time, to be refreshing and encouraging. Instead of sharing what you're discouraged about or sharing your frustrations with what's going on around you, let's share what God has been teaching us in our lives. Let's share what we've been growing, how we've been growing, and what we've learned from during this time. Let's be a refreshing drink of cool water in a really dry and frustrating time.